Hi, I'm Nancy Landrum. I'd like to give you a chance to get acquainted with me a little bit if we're going to meet together soon. I want to tell you a little about how I came to be passionate about teaching couples great communication tools. My late husband Jim and I only had one issue, but we kept trying to resolve it, and our resolutions kept falling apart. And the more frustrated we got, the more our communication methods deteriorated until we were fighting almost every day. My favorite communication method was sarcastic put-downs. I'm really good at kind of sticking the knife in and twisting it. I'm good with words. Jim's favorite was the finger pointing you. Why didn't you? You should have. I can't believe you didn't. Well, this didn't go over very well with either of us. In fact, we were kind of like children picking a fight on the school ground. It was miserable for both of us. We wanted to stop. We kept intending to stop, but the truth is we didn't know how to communicate differently. Finally, we were in enough pain that we looked for help. In our case, it took us almost a year to find someone who had the kind of help that really was effective for Jim and I. We found a coach who began to teach us a very important concept that transformed everything for us, and that is there are ways of communicating a message that feel attacking and make you want to either attack back or move away or feel emotionally disconnected. But you can deliver the same message using non-judgmental, non-attacking language that makes it much easier for the listener to hear and understand what you're saying. A few days later, we sat down to talk about our hot issue using the verbiage that she was teaching us. It was hard work because we each were having to kind of translate our old habit into this new verbiage. It was a lot like trying to speak in a foreign language that was unfamiliar to us. But we made it through 40 minutes without it erupting into a fight for the first time in a very long time. That felt like a miracle. We were exhausted from the effort, so we agreed to set it aside for that day and pick it up again the following day. I stood and Jim stood. I stepped into his open arms and he said, "That felt so respectful. Let's do our best to always treat each other with respect." I agreed. But for the next few weeks, it felt like I was wearing a verbal straitjacket. Anytime I wanted to communicate about a controversial issue, I had to do some translating in my head to make sure my tone of voice, my volume, that it wasn't going to come out sounding like yelling or sarcasm. It was hard work. And my perception was that I was working this hard because Jim had such a fragile ego. But after about 2 weeks, I realized I was feeling more self-respect. I liked that. I needed to feel more self-respect. So then, speaking respectfully to Jim and to everyone else in my life became something I did for myself, not just alone for our marriage. Within a few weeks, we've found a solution to our issue that resolved it forever. Was the hard work worth it? You bet it was. We had 17 more years together before Jim passed, without even a harsh word between us. In the beginning, when we were dating, we thought that love and commitment were all that you need to have a great marriage. That's a lie. You need a third element, which is how to communicate respectfully to resolve whatever issues come up. Because issues will come up in any close relationship. And multiple research outcomes have proven that it's not love and commitment that create long-lasting, loving marriages. It's how couples handle conflict that determines the ultimate outcome of the marriage. I hope you got that clearly. It's how you manage conflict that determines the long-term outcome of your marriage, whether it will last or not, whether it will be happy or not, whether you'll have a lot of conflict or grow emotionally distant from each other. It's how you manage conflict. Jim and I began teaching classes to other couples so that we could do our best to make sure that other couples didn't have as much trouble finding effective help as we had. That began a journey for me into coaching couples. That's what I do and have been doing now for 30 years. I'm looking for a couple, if it's you, I hope it's you. I'm looking for couples who know what they want, are willing to invest in their future, and are ready to go to work. I can help you achieve the goal of a happy, loving, lasting marriage if you know that that's what you want. You're willing to invest in learning those skills, and you're ready to go to work. If that describes you, then please do schedule the complimentary appointment with me so that we can get better acquainted and so you can decide and I can decide if we're a good match for working together. I hope to see you soon.